Hello Capricorn and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements looking at your connection between you and the person that you are dealing with and are needing to learn the most from right now. We'll be pulling for all three sides of the connection, so we'll look at your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it. The concept being that there are three sides to every story, so we're looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle. This middle section is looking at what is the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. Friendly reminder that these are general readings and they are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and to leave what does not. On that note, the whole reading can be reversed, especially if you're a cross-watcher. Just know that's totally fine and totally normal. Again, the point is to take what helps and leave what doesn't. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right, we're going to start with overall energy through oracle cards first, and then we'll dive deeper into the story with tarot as we progress. So let's start, Capricorn, with your side of this connection to the person you are dealing with. Drama. You have love. So there is a lot, you have quite a bit of unconditional love for this person and for this connection. And I feel like that unconditional love has caused you to look past quite a few things, which happens, you know, when we love someone unconditionally. I mean, that's what unconditionally means, right? Regardless of what they do or their flaws or the mistakes that they make, like, we still love them. So I feel like that energy is what you're really bringing to the table in this connection. But then this drama card, you know, there's also this energy of wearing a mask. And I don't necessarily mean pretending to be someone you're not or anything like that. Like, I do feel like there is a very genuine energy here, but I feel like there is also this energy of almost maybe pretending that certain things don't bother you when they do, or maybe not speaking up about needs that aren't being met, or pretending to be okay with how things are in the connection, even though you're wanting more or you're desiring some sort of deeper commitment or connection here. So I don't, and I feel like this I'm sure is justified. Like, we'll see when we get into their energy what has caused you to really, because it's like there's so much unconditional love, but there's also this energy of really holding back in a lot of ways. But I also feel like that's something that you're not necessarily wanting, but feels almost necessary. So let's see what this person has. This person's energy toward Capricorn. Ego. Romance. Okay. I feel like this person is very good at being like a romantic in a sense, and maybe not necessarily like in a textbook way, but I do feel like, you know, maybe they say all the right things, they do all of the right things, but when it comes to deepening the connection, it feels like that's something that they really struggle with. Their ego has a tendency to really get in the way here. And our ego, you know, is often demonized in the spiritual community, but it is necessary. You know, your ego is literally what keeps you from stepping in front of a bus. Like, its primary goal is survival. It is necessary in order for you to survive. But when it starts making decisions for you is when things start to get in the way. And a lot of times our ego will make decisions that are very familiar for us when it comes to past patterns, but those decisions might actually go against our deepest desires. So I feel like that might be a little bit of what this person is struggling with this romance here. I do feel like they have I do feel like they have feelings for you. I don't feel like that is necessarily something that is fabricated, but I do feel like their ego causes them to present like a certain version of themselves that isn't aligned with like their deepest authenticity in some way. Now, it's interesting because I pulled this drama card, and I said something about how I felt like you were wearing a mask when it came to this connection, and I feel like I immediately almost felt this energy of like, no, the other person does. The other person wears a mask. Like, that's not me. And I think that, that can absolutely be true. But sometimes when other people lack their ability to connect with their authenticity, it causes us to hold back from our own or to hide our feelings or our truth, because it can often feel safer to do so. So I'm not necessarily saying you're doing anything wrong. I feel like your energy that you're putting into this kind of drama mask card is very much a reaction to the energy that they are putting into this, kind of coming from this ego card. Because I do feel like this person has like a lot of potential here. Like I said, I feel like they do the right things, they say the right things, but it feels like when it comes down to it, there's something that you're really lacking from them. Truth of this connection between Capricorn and this person. And I almost feel like their ego might actually cover up their true feelings for you too. Like, they do have feelings for you, but they don't like show it in the most authentic ways or like genuine ways, because their ego might be actually very afraid of that genuine connection. So I don't know. We'll just kind of see what we've got here. Truth of this connection between Capricorn and this person, please. Money versus love with sparks. Now, I don't read this money versus love card as something that is literally, like taking it literally as like money versus love. To me, I feel like it's like the material things versus the things that our heart and soul truly crave. So for instance, in a lot of ways, I feel like this person checks a lot of your boxes. And I feel like there are a lot of ways in which they present themselves that aligns with what it is that you deeply desire when it comes to relationships. But I feel like at the same time, I feel like they lack a lot of what it is that you need. And one of the biggest things that I'm kind of sensing here is a lack of emotional security. And I feel like that's where this like drama mask card comes, is I feel like you're not able to fully like settle in and relax into this connection because you're always on edge, maybe wondering how this person is going to respond, what they're going to do, how they're going to show up that day, if they're going to show up at all. And that kind of keeps you on the edge of your seat, which makes it hard for you to, again, open up and be completely vulnerable here. So I'm not blaming you for that by any means, but I do feel like this Sparks card, it's like this connection has like such a strong spark, okay? Like there's a lot of potential here. But it never seems to evolve into the full-blown fire that it's capable of being. And I think that a lot of that has to do with this person's ego really getting in the way. So we'll break it down even more as we progress, but I do feel like there's a lot to unpack when it comes to this connection and ultimately how it's affecting you. Because it feels like it almost pushes you to hide parts of yourself, or like feel like you have to hide parts of yourself in some way. Overall theme of this reading for Capricorn. And what I mean by like talking about how this person does and says all the right things, it's like I feel like they always have the right words. They maybe even buy you flowers or like do the action, but like when you need emotional intimacy or when you need a deeper level of support or when you need them to be there for you, like that's the stuff that I feel like they're really lacking here. Maybe they aren't good at that stuff either. I don't know. I just feel like it's interesting because it's like on paper, I feel like this connection really, really fits you and what it is that you're looking for. But then when you start to dig deeper, I feel like you're actually lacking a lot of what it is that you do really need. All right. Overall theme. Ignoring the pain, which is kind of what I was talking about with the drama. Not that, because I feel like you're aware of it. Because you're aware that you're not getting what it is that you desire here. Miscommunication, the feelings are mutual. And then you have commitment here on the bottom, but I'm going to focus on the ones that came out. I feel like like you're aware that you're not getting what it is that you need here, or that you're lacking something from this person. I can't like pinpoint what exactly it is that you feel is missing, because I also at the same time feel like there are so many good feelings associated with this connection too, that it's almost like, well, I'll take what I can get from this person, or what this person does provide me feels so good that maybe if there's some of these other things that are lacking, that's okay. Something like that. This miscommunication, I feel like you and this person do struggle with communication, because I do feel like both people are really holding back from their like genuine, authentic energy. Now, communication is a two-way street, so I know that can be difficult, because you might communicate all day long how you're feeling and what you need, but you might be dealing with someone who is incapable of both hearing you without defensiveness and reciprocating that same vulnerable communication. And over time, you might start to withdraw. So hold back how it is you're really feeling, or what it is that you're really thinking or desiring, out of fear of causing issues in the connection, or pushing this person away, or maybe in the past when you spoke up about how you felt or were honest about what you were needing, that the other person like ended up leaving, or whatever the case might be for you. Because I do feel like that this person has feelings for you, and I feel like even these cards are showing like, yes, this person has romantic feelings for you, but I feel like there's just something here that Spirit is trying to draw your attention to, and I don't really know what it is yet. Like, I feel like we've kind of danced around it, but I don't really know what it is yet. But we'll see when we dive deeper into tarot for sure. So let's look, Capricorn, at your side of this connection. You have drama with love. It says Capricorn's energy toward the person they are dealing with. How is Capricorn feeling about this connection? Both on the surface and underneath the surface. So, Lovers in reverse with the Page of Pentacles. You see something in this person. I feel like you see them for who they could be or would be if maybe they would step outside of this kind of ego energy, or allow themselves to let go and be vulnerable. And I feel like that's what I see with the Page of Pentacles. It's like you really see a lot of good in this person. But with the Lovers in reverse, and I feel like this is where things get a little bit complicated, is you see everything that this could be, yet you know that it's not yet what you deserve. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse is this energy of feeling or experiencing the energy of being taken advantage of, or feeling like you're not being valued in accordance to how you deserve to be valued. So I feel like this connection makes you feel undervalued, almost like what it is that you have to offer, feeling like it's not enough, especially if you're experiencing a lack of reciprocation. The Nine of Wands. I feel like I need more. Yeah, I was going to say defensiveness. That's the word that came out when I pulled that Nine of Wands here, because this Five of Swords, it feels like you're feeling very defensive toward this connection, because again, I feel like you see everything that this person could be, right? Everything that this connection could be. But at the same time, I feel like you have to really protect yourself from how they're currently showing up, from the person that they are, the level of like consciousness or emotional availability that they are currently accessing. And that's where things get a little challenging, is like you want to open up to it, right? You want to, make the connection work. You want to be, everything that you can be for this. But then at the same time, there's also this just like hesitancy. And I feel like that hesitancy stems from, what this person has shown you. And that makes a lot of sense, right? When somebody doesn't make us feel safe, we're going to feel constantly on edge around the connection or around the person or even about the person. And I feel like that's what I really get about this is like you're feeling very on edge about this connection, not really knowing what to make of it, what to make of this person's actions, like constantly second guessing, like how do they really feel? Like I feel like deep down you know that they have feelings for you, but then you're constantly second guessing that because of the way that they behave. And I feel like that has put you in a really uncomfortable position because you do have a lot of love here. You have so much love to give this connection, but it almost feels like you're not able to because of where things stand or how things are. And there's the Ace of Swords. Because there's a lot of conflict showing up here. I feel like you and this person either butt heads a lot or used to, and that's what made you kind of stop speaking up and being honest about your feelings. Because there's this energy of just in general, just not not feeling valued, not feeling loved in the way that you feel you deserve, but almost like not showing that. Maybe there's, sometimes I know that I have had a history of maybe being passive aggressive with it, or maybe in some way like dropping hints, but never like fully being like open and communicative about how you feel. But again, it feels like the reason that you've done that or like gotten to this place is it's almost like you've learned that it doesn't matter, that communicating your needs or your feelings doesn't matter, especially if you're dealing with someone who, isn't capable of like, understanding or like honoring your feelings. But understand that if someone's not honoring your feelings, it's usually because they're not honoring their own. And people who don't honor their own feelings are never going to honor yours. So there's a lot here for sure. And I can understand, I do feel like there's just this energy of maybe confusion and almost like trying to make sense of how you feel and how this person feels. It's like trying to manage everybody's emotions in this connection. So I do feel like a lot is falling on you here, for sure. But let's see what we've got going on with this person. This person's energy toward you, Capricorn, ego with romance. It's almost like you have no idea how they really feel. It's like intuitively you know that they have feelings for you. And then like maybe sometimes again, like they do the right things, they say the right things, but then that I feel like is so inconsistent that you're like left. Like even I'm confused. I'm even trying to make sense of the energy being presented because it's just like, it's very like whiplashy or like back and forth kind of. This person's energy toward you, Capricorn. Five of Pentacles. They don't want to lose you for good. And that's, I feel like, where things are getting confusing for me, because it's like they don't want to lose you. But then there's this Two of Swords. But their decisions don't reflect that. They don't want to lose you, yet their decisions don't reflect that. There's the Tower. They're constantly creating tower moments in this connection. So it's hard because it's like they have feelings for you, but then they do certain things and you're like, that literally makes it seem like you do not care about me at all, or like you don't care about this connection at all. And I feel like that's why you're so on the defensive here, is because you're, they're again, going back to what I said, a lack of emotional safety. It's like you feel like you're constantly trying to predict like how they're going to respond or what they're going to do. But the feelings are there. But, well, let me just keep going. This person's energy toward you, Capricorn. They're in the Knight of Swords. So it's very runner energy. It feels like this person doesn't do a great job at facing their emotions. Oh, they have a history. Okay. They choose what is familiar. So this person deeply craves intimacy and connection, yet they're familiar with the lack of it or the absence of it. And so you have Five of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Tower, Knight of Swords, Six of Cups, King of Pentacles in reverse, and then Four of Cups in reverse. It's like they deeply crave this intimacy, and I feel like this connection provides an opportunity for that, which is why I feel like they don't want to lose they don't want to lose this opportunity in this connection. But then the reason that their decisions that they make go against that is because I feel like this person, they tend to run to what is familiar, to familiar patterns, familiar cycles, familiar connections. And I feel like this connection and what it offers them is actually very unfamiliar. It's different maybe from what they're used to, like in a good way, because I do feel like there's a lot of potential here. But it feels like this person tends to stay in what doesn't really require them to go deeper, because I feel like what you're desiring here is a deeper connection, a deeper intimacy, and not just physical, okay, like emotional intimacy, emotional safety, and that deeper connection is something that I feel like really this person really struggles with, and not in the sense because they want it, they crave it, they desire it. But the reason that their decisions go against it is because it's something that they don't know how to handle and they don't really know how to do. Now, I know from experience, when I, was younger, before I really started my healing journey, I craved intimacy, but I had not met myself at a deep enough level to meet other people at a deep enough level. So I would actually push other people away whenever there was some sort of promise or opportunity for a deeper connection, because it was something that was so uncomfortable for me. I had abandonment issues. I had no idea how to give and receive love in a healthy way. And I was more comfortable being distanced from emotional intimacy, even though that's what I craved. And that goes back to what I was talking about with the ego at the very, very beginning, is our ego tends to put us in situations that are familiar, even if those situations don't align with what we desire. Now, on the other hand, I also feel like this person, because the King of Pentacles in reverse to me is like very surface level, like can sometimes represent like materialism. But I feel like in this message, I feel like this person likes to keep things very surface level, very light, very, very airy, very fun, which is great. And sure, there are, aspects of connections that should be like that. But it is unrealistic to expect a connection to just be surface level all the time, right? Like that depth is necessary. And it feels like that's something that this person struggles to reach. That's a lack of healing on their part. That's a need for emotional growth and ultimately to increase their emotional intelligence so that they are able to both understand their own feelings and emotions and access those deeper feelings so that they can honor the deeper feelings and emotions of others. One of the things that I feel like Spirit is really bringing forth in this is, unconditional love is an absolutely beautiful energy, but unconditional love does not equal unconditional tolerance. And the more that we tolerate mistreatment from others in the name of love, the more that we are actually loving others more than ourselves, which is always going to lead to a lack of love, because our relationships with other people are a direct reflection of our relationship with ourselves. So, trying to understand how this person is feeling and where they're really at and what they're really thinking, like, I get that for sure, because I think it can provide clarity to a situation, but your decision should be based on what somebody shows you, because what somebody shows you is what somebody is currently capable of essentially embodying. So I feel like it's interesting, because I feel like you wouldn't know that they do have true feelings for you. I do feel that for sure, but at the end of the day, somebody loving you and caring about you and, having an infatuation for you or for a connection, like, that is bare minimum. You deserve somebody who shows up for that, who commits to that, who makes you feel chosen, and ultimately that you can feel safe with, because safety is an absolutely necessary aspect of a foundation of any healthy connection. If you don't have emotional safety and a place for you to find peace and feel, loved and chosen and valued, then you are dealing more with an attachment than a relationship. And sometimes we have to look at that dynamic and ask what it's trying to show us. So I'm not saying that this connection is doomed or that there's absolutely no hope whatsoever, but I do feel that this person has a lot of healing and growth to experience before they're going to be able to reach you essentially at the level that you are desiring to be met at. And just know that you're not asking for too much. You're not asking for too much when you're being asked to be loved well, to be chosen, to be valued, ever. You're never asking for too much. And I think that that's really important for you to know, that just because somebody isn't meeting themselves at a deep enough level to meet you at a deep enough level doesn't mean that you're asking for too much. You might just be asking someone who isn't currently capable of meeting you at that level. So in between this connection, you have money versus love with sparks. We're going to dive deeper into this connection, looking at the deeper purpose and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. Any information on that is in the description box below. Thank you so much, Capricorn, as always, for your support of my channel. I do obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things that you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Capricorn.